This is a story we've had to tell too many times, and here we are once again, a community grieving from gun violence.
A 16-year-old boy shot and killed on the west side of Detroit. Fox 2's Camille Hilary has been working this story for us. What can you tell us, Camille?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, another tragedy, another life gone too soon. Let's take a look at some video so you can kind of see where this happened. It was around 8:15 last night here in the playground area of Butzel Park on Detroit's west side. A 16-year-old shot in the head, dying from his injuries. Police not releasing a lot more information beyond that. But again, here we go again. They're looking for suspects. They're trying to figure out exactly what led up to this. 8:15, it would have still been light out. Obviously, a lot of people possibly still at the park. It was a nice night out, so they're hoping to talk to witnesses to find out maybe somebody saw something or knows who did this. We talked to a community activist. His name is Tucson Knight. He runs a mentorship, a youth mentorship program called Caught Up. And we talked to him a little bit ago about the influx of violence that we've seen this summer involving young people. Take a listen.
Summertime should be a time where young people are having fun. They're going to the park. They're having a great time. It is so sad to see that so many people are going outside their doors and never returning. We have to step up as a community. We have to mentor more kids. We have to take them under our wing. A lot of kids are out there with not a lot of guidance and direction. So that's what you're seeing happen with a lot of these young people.
And a lot of kids just don't have a lot to do. There's just not as many activities and programs as there are during the school year to keep kids busy. Like I said, Tucson Knight runs a youth mentorship program, but he's just one person. And while he's had really successful results turning kids' lives around, obviously we need a lot more groups like that to make a difference. Meanwhile, if you know anything about this shooting at Butzel Park last night around 8:15, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP or of course, Detroit Police. Reporting live on Detroit's west side, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
Camille, it's not just the kids, it's also the infrastructure in our communities. I've heard Tucson talk about that. It's homes where there are no fathers. It's the lack of jobs. It's the quality of education. I'm sure he mentioned many of these things.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these kids, of course, we don't know very much about this latest victim, but a lot of these kids just don't have any adult figures, a father figure, a mother figure, and they're just kind of out there to fend for themselves. And at least during the school year, they've got their teacher, they've got some kind of structure. But in the summertime, and you heard him say, I mean, summertime is supposed to be the time when you're supposed to have fun. Right behind my photographer, obviously you can't see, but there's kids playing basketball. There's a beautiful basketball court out here. That's what kids should be doing, is having fun and enjoying their time off. And instead, time and time again this summer, we've been covering these horrible stories about these kids, teenagers, kids as young as 3 and 4 years old, leaving their homes, walking outside, and as you said, heard Tucson Knight just not coming back.
Yeah. Well, all of us are absolutely fed up with the violence, especially when it touches the youngest among us. Thank you so much, Camille, for your live for us tonight.
As we mentioned, this is the latest shooting in Detroit involving kids. Just to put it into perspective, in the past month, there have been many that we have reported on. For instance, 2 kids, ages 7 and 8, were shot while sleeping in their house late last month. This was a drive-by on the city's east side. The boy and the girl in this instance are okay. Then a 6-year-old boy hit by a stray bullet while playing inside his home. He was killed. 3 men are facing charges in that shooting. Also, an 11-year-old boy was shot after a suspect fired into his home over on the west side of Detroit. Police are still working to solve those crimes. Call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers, 1-800-SPEAK-UP if you have any information. Turning to weather now, it's the time where we're getting back to school in many districts all across Michigan. Students, parents, teachers, they'll all be waking up to maybe some cooler temperatures.
Yeah, we know that the cool down is in store. Tracking it is our weather authority, Stephanie Mead, who's giving us a look at the forecast. Hey, Steph.
Wow, that's crazy to think. We have a lot of kids starting school tomorrow. It's going to feel a bit more like fall than actual summer. This is a live look from our Detroit camera looking back to the city of Detroit. This is actually our Bayview Yacht Club camera looking at the beautiful Detroit River. You can can see we have winds going on right now. Nothing that's too egregiously over the top, but definitely noticeable. Other than that, it wasn't that bad of a day. All things considered, it felt nice for a good portion of it. We started off really clear, and then we started to get some cloud cover moving in. Mid-70s right now in the city, upper 60s in Grand Rapids, low 70s in Chicago. So across the region here, a lot of folks feeling really comfy, and we have winds directly out of the west for right now. And a lot of us are dealing with that west-northwesterly wind. So that's bringing in drier air and also more comfortable air too. Winds are gusting upwards of 17 miles per hour right now in the city. Now there are a few showers on radar, a lot of it north of us up into Flint and the Thumb, few thunder showers up there, and then additional lighter showers west of the city closer to St. Jackson. If those manage to hold together, those could give a few spots, a few stray sprinkles heading into this evening, but as a whole, nothing as heavy as yesterday. This is our picture by 9 p.m. Again, not widely scattered by any means. In fact, very much spotty, if not isolated. We dry out overnight into early tomorrow morning for those waiting for the bus stop. I think it should be fine. And then by Monday afternoon, that's when we see a few of those lighter showers then return. Other than that, temperatures will cool through the 60s and eventually, I think, bottoming out in the mid 50s as we head through the overnight. Skies do begin to clear out, 56 for an overnight low. And then we're headed to the low 70s for a lot of locations tomorrow. It might be a struggle to make it out of the 70s. We're only topping out at 70 degrees here in the city. Spotty shower with increasing cloud cover through the day tomorrow. Now, wind conditions are sticking around with us. They do eventually die down, and I think Tuesday is looking like a really nice day. It's going to feel refreshing. We'll see a lot of sunshine, no rain chance. By Wednesday, we're in the mid 70s. Overall, a very pleasant feel. And with this too, we're not seeing much in terms of humidity registering throughout the entire week, which is fantastic. Even by Thursday, we see that little increase, that little spike. That's because we do see rain chances returning, and that's really the only reason why we see that increase. Other than that, Labor Day weekend, temps look to warm with daytime highs in the mid 70s and a lot of dry time. Hilary and Dave, over to you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Well, all good things must come to an end. Tomorrow is the day many kids have been dreading. It's time to go back to school.
Yeah, I know your kids are probably like, gosh darn it.
I don't want to set an alarm either, so you aren't alone, kids.
Well, let's talk about this. Public schools in Detroit, one of the many districts seeing kids come back to the classroom. And there are some changes for the district this year. Yellow buses are now available for some students. These include kids who go to Henry Ford High and East English Village Prep Academy at Finney. It's an effort to boost attendance numbers. The district has a 60% rate of chronic absenteeism. That's when kids miss 10% of school or more. DPSCD now also increasing the number of self-contained classrooms. Now, these are classes where students with special needs get instruction from a special ed teacher for most of the day. Also, all across the state, districts are in the process of replacing drinking fountains, hoping to keep the lead out. The Clean Drinking Water Access Act requires new filtered water fountains in schools by the end of this school year.
It's also important to remind people to give extra space to those school buses. Back off or pay a fine. The rule says when a bus is stopped with its red lights flashing, you have to stay at least 20 feet back. If you don't, that's a fine of $500. And remember, many buses now have cameras, so they'll track you down if you break the rules. And now if the lights are yellow and flashing, you should slow down and be prepared to stop. In 2023, there were nearly 1,000 school bus related crashes, with 5 causing death.
Well, it seems like it's a perennial issue. Heading back to school can reignite the vaccine debate. The number of kids who are vaccinated has now fallen. The drop began during the pandemic. For kids younger than 3, the numbers have reduced by 5%. Right now, roughly 90% of kindergartners are up to date on their vaccines. That's also down 5% in recent years. We spoke with one health official who says don't believe everything that you read on social media.
You may think that there's something different, that there's new evidence about vaccines that shows some sort of harm or some sort of cause for concern. And the truth is there isn't.
I didn't have good experiences with it personally for me in the past, and I'm healthy, so I just said no.
Me, myself, personally, with my daughter, it's going to happen. I just wish more people were more educated and a lot of the fears that they have about vaccinations would kind of dissipate.
If you're not up to date with vaccinations, this is a good time to take your family to a local pharmacy, to your local clinic or healthcare provider, or to your local health department.
Now, the near consensus in the health community is that vaccines help create what's known as herd immunity, which makes it more difficult for certain diseases to spread. All right, we're going to get you caught up on some national news. The president is looking to expand his crackdown on crime.
Yeah, first it was Washington, D.C., then we heard him mention Chicago. Now he has a new city in his sights, Baltimore. In a post this morning, President Donald Trump took aim at the city's record on crime, calling it out of control. The president also stepping up with a spat with the state's governor, Wes Moore, questioning his military record. Governor Moore is adamantly against having federal troops in his state.
When we're putting them in harm's way, we have to understand the weight that decision should carry. Yes. And so this concept that we're going to put them out there to do municipal policing operations, which they are not trained for. No, my National Guard's not trained in municipal policing, and he knows that.
Governor Moore has invited President Trump to come to his state and discuss the best way to fight crime.
All right, let's go overseas now. In the war in Ukraine, there are signs that there might be cooperation. Some Ukrainian civilian prisoners and prisoners of war are back home as part of an exchange with Russia. Some of the detainees were visibly emotional when they got off the bus. Others ecstatic. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says most of the prisoners have been held for at least 3 years. It's not clear how many have been returned. All right, let's talk about things a little bit closer to home. A huge crowd today in West Bloomfield putting their best foot forward in an effort to help people with special needs.
We're talking about the Friendship Circle that raises crucial funding for programs. Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly takes us there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's step after step to build community, a movement to support Friendship Circle, which builds up people who have disabilities to let them know you matter.
We want to see every single person, not for their external self and the challenges that they have, but we see every person for their soul.
It's a belief that's supported by the Friendship Circle Walk for Friendship. The event brought out thousands to raise money and awareness. Fox 2's Charlie Langton served as MC.
We have breaking news. The 20th year, 20 years, we just raised $1 million.
Proceeds raised from this yearly fundraiser help the organization offer numerous programs.
Raya's here just about every Sunday for camp, and she also during the summer she does a day camp and even a sleepover camp. So she loves it. She gets so much out of it, and it really fills our family with a lot of joy.
That joy is centered in art programs, a splash pad, and a Friendship Circle Village that teaches people with disabilities life skills in a safe and supportive environment.
Being someone who has autism, it really has impacted me on making friends.
Friendship Circle has Michigan roots and was started in West Bloomfield by Rabbi Levi and Basi Shimtov. Their vision has inspired chapters worldwide.
This is just the best feeling, and the message of You Matter is just the underlying message of Friendship Circle in all of our divisions, telling every single person that we need them. They matter to the world, and they have something to give to the world.
It's not about me, it's about you, and you matter.
In West Bloomfield, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
Oh, what a great message.
Yeah.
You matter.
What a great event, great message, yes.
Yeah, no matter where you are. And I had a chance to talk to Charlie actually just randomly this morning, and he was on his way there, and they have all the streets blocked off and was working his way. So that enthusiasm, he had that certainly leading up to the event.
Certainly genuine as well. That's vintage Charlie at his best.
Classic Charlie for sure. All right, well, that's going to do it for Fox 2 News at 6.
Be sure to join us on air tonight at 10. Until then, we'll see you then.
See ya.